I'm Adam Lloyd Cook. I've been an artist my whole life. My parents were both artists, and I started painting when I was a child. I didn't do much throughout my teenage years, and then when I was in senior high school, I started painting more seriously again because I had an opportunity to study with the artist teacher who was teaching at the high school where I went to, and was noticed and did quite well. Received an A for drawing and painting in grade 12 and graduated with honors in drawing and painting and animation. I was very interested in animation, which is what led me to painting the comic book images. I found, looking at older comic books, I liked the political incorrectness of them. You know, the fact that you could find all sorts of really interesting images rather than just benign, comic book images, something with more of a story behind it. So that's what led me to probably that, and seeing my father took me to a Roy Lichtenstein showing in Seattle when I was a child, around 9 years old, and that had a pretty significant impact on my, what I'd like to do. I mean, I'd love to do that in the future, have a big enough studio that I could do huge paintings. So, and at this point, it's more realistic to keep it within a certain size limit. Right now, I'm working in a very small dining room off of a kitchen in a bachelor apartment, so which I call my studio. It's called a studio apartment, so I call it a studio. I guess I took a break from painting in my 20s because I didn't really see any realistic reason to continue pursuing an artistic career. I was definitely told by certain family members that I should be more serious about life, and rather than taking the same approach as my father, who didn't take life very seriously and ended up dying without realizing his own artistic dreams. So I like to think that I've done a bit better than that in pursuing the commercial aspect of selling yourself, because that's what a lot of artists don't take the time for or even see themselves doing. So I've often tried to take a certain amount of time to sell myself and to look into that. So that's what I'm doing now, trying to take it to the next level and see what happens. Really appreciate this opportunity here at the Langham Court Theatre Gallery. Jeannie, the art coordinator, was started off as a client. She saw a painting of mine online, went to the restaurant Cabin 12 where it was hung for sale, bought the painting for a friend, then contacted me as the art director of the gallery here and said, would you like to be in a show? I put a piece in the show, and then she said we have an opening, and thankfully that was really lucky for me, because apparently there's a very long waiting list here to get in as an artist, so especially as a one-man show. So I jumped on the opportunity. I had a lot of art at Cabin 12 and in my studio. I just pulled all my art out of a retail location downtown, so I was looking for a place, and that's my next thing, is to see if I can get into a gallery, or I'll just go back into the restaurants and tattoo shops and pizza parlors where I've had success in the past. But I would love to be in a more serious gallery, because obviously that's the next step as an artist, is to get into a real gallery and take it to the next level. I'd love to reestablish myself credit-wise and get PayPal going on my websites, and be more serious about that as well. Have a real dedicated website that just has my name on it, instead of what I do now, which is to take advantage of any free sites I can get, free business cards, free websites, free sales, because right now I'll sell my art anywhere that I don't have to pay a commission. But if I do have to pay a commission, like here, the 10% commission I pay for Langham Court goes to maintaining the gallery. So it's not so much paying a gallery as helping these guys out with the things they need to keep the gallery running. So they're all volunteers here, and I'm basically volunteering my time here as well. So, yeah, great opportunity, and great exposure too, with the crowds coming in from the theater. It was a bizarre experience sitting here the other night during the the intermission of the play, having 130 people come into the room at once, going from no one and then to not being able to even see my artwork and listening to all the conversations about it. So it's a good moment for me, and so great opportunity and great exposure. I'll just take it from there. So Dick wants to buy
Well, where's Hobbs in this?
He's not.
Boom.
You know this track? The open film.
Oh, it's open.